Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. Now, Raila Odinga has continued to deny the fact that he is in government. This time round, Raila Odinga denied that fact in the presence of Martha Karua.
Kwa hivyo sisi hatujasema tumeingia kwa RUTO. Bwana serikali RUTO ndiye imekuja kwetu. Kama walikuwa na shida hii ilikuwa inateketea, wakasema ati RUTO must go, finance bill must go. RUTO akasema finance bill tisiweki sahihi, nimerudishia bunge. Akasema nimevunja serikali. Sasa kitu gani? Sasa tunataka kuunda serikali mpya. Akatuuliza sisi tumapatia yeye wataalamu ambao wanaweza kusaidia. Tukasema chukua hao wataalamu. Sio kuwapatia yeye. Tumaazima, sio? Atujaingia huko. Raila jangia huko. Mimi si waziri katika serikali ya RUTO. Ama sivyo?
You know, this broad-based arrangement, people talk about it, we've been talking about it. But if you look at what Raila Odinga is saying, hey, for those of you who follow that proceeding, kwa ile burial ceremony, ambao ilikuwa ni katika wale wakwe wa James Orengo, huko THARAKA, Raila has declared his stand. But this stand, people are still divided, people don't think whether they should believe it. Something they should believe that stand, believe Raila Odinga's word that maybe that is what he means. But there are people who still think what Raila Odinga is trying to do is playing some political games, because he has made a very bold stand in front of Martha Karua. Now the big question here, ladies and gentlemen, is do you believe in or do you trust in Raila Odinga's words? I want us to go into that video where Raila is making those statements. It's a bit elaborate, so like a 2 to 3 minute video. But before you do that, kindly, I've discovered that many of you good viewers watch our videos, but you forget to like, please subscribe. And thank you so much for your support.
People sometimes converge and other times disagree. And when you agree to disagree, it is okay. Last season, I campaigned with Baba and I helped to enter the mountain amidst great hostility. But after 5 days of braving that hostility, mukatulia na tukaweza kuendelea. Because politics is not for the faint-hearted. But I want to agree also that it is the right of those who feel that broad-based is the way to go. It is also our right to disagree. And that is why I firmly remain in the opposition. I firmly remain with the people. And today we must continue questioning government, questioning its policies. We must continue saying no to abductions, saying no to executions, saying no to grand theft of public funds when basic services are suffering. We must continue saying no to the suffering through the she. One doesn't even know what is what. We must continue asking for money for education. Those are the issues we would want looked into. And that's why the framers of our constitution found it fit to decree that Kenya will be a multi-party democracy, that in parliament there will be a minority side and a majority side. But when you merge the minority and majority, as is happening in the broad-based, You deny people the power to question government from a position of strength. So while blessing the broad base for those who see it that way, I still request them to do what the law says, to enter in political holy matrimony, which is a coalition registered by the Registrar of Political Parties, to let the vital committees sit with parties absolutely not in government, so that we are able to continue having a debate that is healthy for this country.
Martha Karua said yeye yuko mbali sana na hiyo broad based. Yeye hayuko kwa broad based. And so she told Raila Amolo Odinga, leave that broad based ili Ruto anguke kama madafu. Unaona, if you ever watched a tree, sometimes these coconut trees, alafu unaona ile nazi inaanguka chini, how it falls down. That is how Martha Karua wants with Raila Amolo Odinga to leave Ruto aanguke kama hiyo mnazi. That's a very terrible way of referring to Ruto's downfall. But let's focus on Raila Amolo Odinga's words. Raila is telling us that yeye aliazima William Ruto wataalamu. Wataalamu hapa ni Mbadi, Joe, Oparanya, Wandai. Hao ndio aliwaazima because according to Raila anasema kwamba during the Gen Z's demonstration, which was very successful, Ruto was forced to disband his cabinet. He was forced to reject the finance bill, which had been signed by majority of UDA. In fact, all UDA member of parliament except people like Wamuchomba, but the rest, hawa bunge wengi ambao wanapigia kelele saizi kwamba hawataki Ruto, wengine walitusaliti kama Wakenya, walipigia ile kura, walipigia ile finance bill kura kuisupport. Wakati Ruto alipo reject tena wakashangilia. So the Kenyans were wondering, you guys supported it, you voted for it, now the president is returning it to the parliament so that it can be relooked at again, ama itolewe kabisa, mnashangilia. So why did you vote for it? The picture that was painted back then is that these members of parliament maybe were always being told what to do, na wao walikuwa wanafanya tu bila hata kufikiria. Some of these members of parliament yao ambao wanajidai kwamba sasa wanasimama na Wakenya, walitusaliti kama Wakenya. But let's not focus much on that. Raila is telling us that after all those, Ruto had to form a new cabinet. And because initially he had formed a cabinet of friends, people who can't deliver, they were merely friends, and they ended up not delivering. So he had to seek the advice of people like Raila. That's why you find that sometimes later he went to Uhuru. Uhuru also donated some people into the cabinet, 4 again, and you know the number, So 8 cabinet secretaries are not from Kenya Kwanza. They are part of UDA. So Azimio, we can say that Azimio donated 8 cabinet secretaries because all these were part of us. Jubilee liko ni Azimio, ODM Azimio. Yeah? So if these people came from these 2 parties, see how ni Azimio too. Yes, exactly. So Raila is saying that yeye hayuko na Ruto. Do you believe that Raila is not with William Ruto? It's not in William Ruto's government because he has asked us, Raila Amolo Odinga, that we should tell him which position he holds. Is he a minister? Because according to him, he's not even a minister. If you say, for example, someone like Musalia Mudavadi yuko ndani because he's a prime cabinet secretary. If you look at Amason Kingi is 50-50. You could say that yeye ni speaker. Lakini if you look at how he does his own decision, makes decision, yeye na Wetangula, Kenya Kwanza again. So these are all part of the government ambao iko. That's why we are saying that according to Raila Amolo Odinga's perception of this, yeye hayuko kwa serikali. I don't know what it's going to take for him to convince Kenyans. Kenyans are fixated on that notion kwamba yeye yuko ndani ya serikali. I was listening to a certain member of parliament allied to William Ruto, and he was saying that Raila controls 90% of the government. I don't know how he controls 90% of the government whereas he has only donated four cabinet secretaries, and Ruto has PSs as the whole cabinet, as the whole government. How is Raila controlling 90%? I don't think that is the case, ladies and gentlemen. But just go below in the comment section and tell us whether you think Raila is in the government and he's just lying to us. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.